Assalamu alaikum dear students, it is nice to see you back on video sequences of zoology lectures. Let's talk about part 2 of zoology. It means we are gonna talk about the second phylum as we studied in previous video. At first we studied about the phylum Mollusca and its classes. On this video we're gonna talk about the part 2 or phylum 2 of the invertebrates that we knew it as a phylum Annelida. Mainly the scientific name for animals are organized according to their morphological structure or according to their exact properties or characteristics. That from that name you should know the main properties of that animal. For example, phylum Annelida is a referring name for those animals that their body is cylindrical segmented. It means, as you are seeing this picture, you can find the usual structure of the earthworm or the leech. So you can see that their body is segmented. Therefore we call it phylum Annelida or segmented worms. So they're quite diverse in a species. Mainly 70,000 new species are located inside the earth. But between these huge number of species, there are two well-known species, that is the earthworms and leeches. Also, annelids can be found in most wet environment. It means their body is possessing in such a condition or their body is structuralized in a manner that they can only live in wet conditions. Some of these species are parasitic or some are mutualistic. It means most of these animals will cause most of diseases, but some other animals live in a mutualistic ecological niche that helps the habitat itself. So let's talk about the classes of annelids. Mainly we can divide the annelids into different classes. The first class of the annelids could be thought as oligosheets. Oligosheets, for example, the earthworms. As you're seeing, the body parts are composed of small sheets or cilia, which animal uses in order to locomotion or exchange its place. But about heterodonts, we can say the example animals could be thought as leech. They are called heterodonts because they produce a kind of protein which prevents from blood coagulation. Therefore it has a wide medicinal usage. About the polychaetes, we can say that they are mostly marine aquatic organisms, that their morphological face or their external structures are composed of different parapodias that you're seeing these bristles which are sticking out of their body. So we can say that polychaetes are those animals that live in aquatic environment and their body is made up of parapodia. Mainly they use their structures in locomotion or sensation. But what is the exact effect of these animals in ecology? Or what is the ecological niche of the annelids? Mainly we can categorize the importance of the annelids into two simple but important definitions. First, they play a role of decomposers. Second, they play the role of fertilizers. As we know, this is the place where different layers of earth is located, but these are the different type of earthworms. So amazing earthworms who are involved in first digging tunnels which help the earth or the soil in order to exchange the important gases. Also they will use these decomposing materials and breaks down their chemical reaction and change it into usable materials for plants, that in further steps the plants will use it as a fertilizer. So they are quite simple in their morphology, but they play an important ecological niche. The niche could be categorized as a decomposer that eats decomposing organic materials and restore it back to the soil that plant should use it. And the next part and the next rule is fertilizer. They will dig tunnels and produce another organic materials which are quite necessary for plant life. In further or deep examinations about the Annelida phylum, we should talk about the anatomy of Annelida. So in order to understand the Annelida anatomy, you should focus on their different regions. As you're seeing the phylum Annelida's example, this is the earthworm. So we will talk first about their external features. About the external features will start from the prosternum, which is the anterior part of this animal. According to their shape, they are segmented, so they are made up of segments, and each segment possesses a seta or a bristle which help the plant to locomotion or sensation. At the final stage, you will face the iris, which creates the waste materials. At between parts of the body, you can see the clitorium. Clitorium is the reproductive part of the animal. So on deeper examinations, after going inside the animal, on alimentary canal, we can say that the alimentary canal or digestive system is a complete system which starts from mouth and ends to anus. Between these two holes, you will see esophagus, crop, and gizzard, which help the feeding material to be exchanged into small particles at the final stage, which is observed by intestines, and it carries out into circulatory system where the nutrients are feeding important materials are gonna exchange between tissues, or the tissues are irrigated by the circulatory system. And circulatory system of the earthworm, we can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vessels are located that pumps the heart around the body. So each part of the body is connected with the circulatory system. We can say that the circulatory system is closed, so the blood circulates between the important vessels and arteries. As you are seeing, the vessels are red, so you can imagine that hemoglobin is present in circulatory system of the earthworm. About the ear nervous system, we can say that the ear nerve system is made up of two important nerve cords. The first that you see as a brain, it is the place which is located at the anterior part of the plant animal body, and it is called primitive brain. It is the concentration of more neural cells. At the continuing of the body, you can see the nerve cord which lies inside the body, and for each segment or metamer of the animal, you can see that a pair of segmental nerve goes in order to regulate any kind of information back to the brain and control different internal functions. About the reproductive system, we can say that the reproductive system could be thought as monoecious or dioecious. It means they are mainly hermaphrodite animals. In any condition that they face, they are able to produce sexually. It means, as we are seeing seminal receptacles, the ovary, and also the middle and posterior seminal vesicles, and also the egg funnel and oviduct, longitudinal muscles and circular muscles. These are all the reproductive organs that help the animal to reproduce. So these are the main features that you can see, or the main system that you can see within the annelida anatomy. Thank you so much, dear students. This was the second video of zoology video sequences. See you on part 3.